090 Beating idols in front of fans. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Oh, by the way, Director AO, let me trouble you with another matter. Zhang Tianyu called Director AO, who was about to leave. Help me tell the people in the Berserk team, I have already remembered their appearance. If they don't fight, they will surrender. Admit defeat, there are no rules outside the arena. Manager AO was a little moved. Damn it, this is the real leader of Crazy Team. They must be ruthless in the arena. This kid, despite his young age, is really ruthless. Supervisor AO was silent for a few seconds, then said, okay, I will pass it on. Thank you. Regarding Director AO, Zhang Tianyu is actually quite polite. After all, he is a high-level figure in the fighting spirit field. If there is no enmity and conflict, there is no need to make enemies. Zhang Tianyu remembers that the background of the soul fighting field seems to be very complicated. It seems that the 7 great soul master families took the lead, and then combined with some other soul master families to jointly establish it. It is equivalent to 7 major shareholders, because the founders have many families. Soul fighting fields can bloom everywhere in all medium and large cities in the mainland. That's why, offending the soul fighting field is tantamount to offending many families of soul masters, which is very unwise. Third master. He's handsome. Ma Hongjun said. Your aura, this supervisor is overwhelmed by you. Oscar said. And the scene where you cut off that grandson's hand, what a man. Ning Rongrong said. That is. Xiao Wu said quite proudly. Zhuqing didn't speak, but looked at Zhang Tianyu with tenderness in his eyes. Anyone who dares to tease Shrek, cut off his hand is just an appetizer, and when he is in the ring, labor and management will beat him to death. Zhang Tianyu said proudly. Third master is awesome. Ma Hongjun said. Let's smash their dog heads together. Dai Mubai said. However, although you have spoken harshly, third child, to prevent them from surrendering and admitting defeat, you have already cut off your hand just now. Wouldn't they just run away like this? If they really run away, then I have nothing to do, Zhang Tianyu said. I can only say that I hope they will be lucky in the future and never run into me again. Haha. Everyone laughed. At this time, Flender, Yu Xiaogang, and Zhao Wuji, who entered the lounge, looked at the Shrek 8 monsters who were laughing, and looked at each other with bewildered faces, fascinated by gods and demons. Are you laughing at gods and demons? Because of Zhang Tianyu's joining, the 7 Shrek monsters have long since become the 8 Shrek monsters. That being said, Zhuqing is the 8th. Zhang Tianyu didn't dare to think any further. Soon, the game notice was issued, and everyone left the lounge. There are only 7 people in the Mad Battle team, so Shrek can only have 7 people. After thinking about it, Yu Xiaogang asked Ma Hongjun to come down and rest first, because in terms of configuration, Zhuqing is of the sensitive attack department, Xiao Wu has teleportation, so she can barely be an agility attack type, Tang San is a control system, Ning Rongrong and Oscar are both support, and the rest of Zhang Tianyu, Dai Mubai and Ma Hongjun are all attack type. There are too many storms. In the face of ordinary teams, Zhang Tianyu does not need to go up, but in the face of the Crazy Team, which has no grievances and no enmity and wants to make the opponent die or injure, they can't lose, they must win, so Zhang Tianyu must win, so the worst crane-tailed Ma Hongjun can only be let down first. As soon as the Berserk team appeared on the stage, it ignited the frenzy of the audience, and strong cheers resounded throughout the audience. Tear them apart. Hit them. Kill them, that the audience roared like a beast, and similar shouts not only created pressure, but also made people more excited. Zhang Tianyu had no expression on his face, and sighed in his heart, the bestiality of human beings. These audiences seem to be fans of the Berserk team, but in fact they are not. These people are the kind of people who come here to unleash their animal nature. Whether it is the Berserk team or not, as long as they can maim and kill their opponents, they will like it and worship it fanatically. However, in front of them, using a more cruel method to mutilate the Berserk team will greatly reduce their arrogance and beastliness. Let them see with their own eyes. Those who treat others cruelly will be treated cruelly by others. The expressions on their faces will definitely be very exciting. You are so bad, the system said. Hey, I just like girls calling me bad. even if you are a system. Zhang Tianyu's true nature was exposed again, and he laughed. System. The fourth team battle. The opposing sides, the Berserker team and the Shrek 7 monsters. As for the Berserker team, there is no need to introduce too much. Director Ao finished talking about Barabara, and there was a burst of boos from the audience, because they don't like Shrek's mask. Usually, the Berserk team is high-spirited and proud, especially after the audience cheers them on, they are even more high-spirited, but this time, they were collectively silent, and even had a sense of stand still. Team battle spirit, the fourth round, start. Following Director Ao's order, the audience's cheers reached their peak. In their opinion, the Berserk team will definitely charge away with a destructive attitude like before, and kill this member of the Raoshitsi team wearing a ghost mask. Tear it to shreds. However, in the next second, all the audience seemed to be strangled, and the cheers of the audience stopped abruptly. A black light split through the air like lightning, and Quang Shi's right hand was cut off at the wrist. Blood gushes out from the wound, and the scene reappears, Quang Shi clutching the wound and let out a miserable howl. Everyone in Shrek looked at each other, quiet. What a motherfucker. This mad team has always treated others in such a cruel and extreme way, and now it's finally their turn to experience the feeling of being tortured and killed by themselves. Next, Zhang Tianyu didn't give them a chance to react at all. Huang Quan flew away through the air, another black light flashed, Quang Shi's other hand was also cut off by the wrist. Then there are the feet. At this time when everyone was stunned, Zhang Tianyu said kill. Dai Mubai, Xiao Wu, and Zhu Zhuqing charged away with Ning Rongrong's assistance. Their goal in this team battle is not only to win, but also to see blood. Dai Mubai and Xiao Wu directly confronted each other's two sheep spirit masters, while Zhu Zhuqing bypassed the two monkey spirit agility attack system spirit masters, cut straight to the back row, and rushed towards the Rui Pan spirit master. The Berserk team finally got over their nerves, and had no time to greet Quang Shi, because they had already been fooled by Shrek's surprise attack. But fortunately, Spider-Woman was still very calm, and she used her soul skills to block Zhu Zhuqing's intrusion into the back row at the critical moment. However, just as her soul ring lit up, a gust of cold wind rushed towards her face. Not good. Her heart sank suddenly, and an ominous sense of fear welled up in her heart. Sure enough, scoff, there was a sudden chill on the wrist of her left hand, and when she looked down, her left hand had been severed. Do not laugh. The right hand was also cut off. Looking up, Zhang Tianyu's eyes behind the mask were full of deep red blood. There was a scream from behind, and Spider-Woman turned her head suddenly, and saw a bloody claw mark on the chest of Rui Pan Hun Master. Finished. It's over, Spider-Woman is desperate. 091 I like what you say, but I still want to cheat you. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Two young Wuhuan soul masters, one was hanged and beaten by Dai Mubai, the other fought back and forth with Xiao Wu. The two monkey spirit masters slowed down and rushed towards Zhu Zhuqing, but it was already too late. Rui Panhun Master had already been stabbed out by Zhu Zhuqing's claws. Although he didn't die, he fell to the ground unconscious. Zhu Zhuqing's task is to deal with Rui Pan Soul Master. Now that the task is completed, she will naturally return to Xiao Wu according to the original plan, and join forces with Xiao Wu to attack Yang's Soul Master. The two monkey Soul Masters rushed towards Zhu Zhuqing, but after running a few steps, more than a dozen sword chi flew from the air. The two quickly dodged, but the sword energy in mid-air suddenly turned around and chased after them. The two of them turned pale with fright on the spot. Zhang Tianyu is a tactical retreat. What is life-chasing sword energy? Then he felt that it was not enough, so, Huang Quan, come on, give them the whole job. Brush brush. Huang Quan did a few backflips in mid-air, and then more than a dozen sword chi flew out from the blade, flying straight towards the two monkey soul masters. That's it, less than a minute into the battle, Quangshi's hands and feet were all crippled, Spider-Woman's hands were crippled, two sheep soul masters were seriously injured and fell to the ground, Rui Pan's soul master was also seriously injured and unconscious, and the only remaining two monkey souls the master was severely injured by dozens of sword chi, And his whole body was dripping with blood. Berserkers can already play post. Dai Mubai and the others stopped, just as Spider-Woman was about to beg for mercy and surrender. A black light flew past her neck. Laugh. A trace of blood gushed out from the wound on her neck, and Spider-Woman felt a chill all over her body, as if she had fallen into a hole in the ice in the 12th lunar month. The gloomy and icy breath of death trampled wildly in her body, and in just 10 seconds, the meridians in her body were completely destroyed, and the soul power escaped from her body surface. She has been abolished. Yes, wasted, is literally, she has changed from a soul master to an ordinary person, and although she still has a martial soul, she will not be able to condense her soul power in this life unless she finds a martial soul that is more powerful than Huang Quan and makes the holder of this martial soul take a shot to dispel the death and corrosion in her body. This. Spider-Woman's eyes were blank, and she slumped on the ground with a plop. It's over, and there is no soul power in her body. First his hands were cut off, but now he has no soul power. She has become a complete useless person. Huang Quan turned around in the arena, and the few remaining members of the Berserk team all enjoyed the same treatment, and all became useless. Why did you do this to us? Spider-Woman asked in a broken cry. What enmity do we have with you? Zhang Tianyu sneered. Do you know what Renxia means? Do you know why I have the nickname, One Sword Renxia? The entire audience was silent, and Zhang Tianyu's voice echoed in everyone's ears. In my previous soul fighting matches, I always clicked to the end and never disabled my opponent. That's because my opponents would not disable others either. But you are different. You not only want to win, but you also want to kill or maim your opponent, so now you understand why I did this to you. This is retribution. Zhang Tianyu sneered, but you are still lucky, at least you are still alive. After finishing speaking, Zhang Tianyu led the Shrek people, turned around and left amid Director Ao's announcement of the victory result. All quiet, no applause, no cheers. Those fanatical admirers of the former Berserk team all had chills down their spines and kept silent like a cicada. Then, the cheers of the passers-by and the audience rang out. Some people like to watch cruel thugs abuse others, and naturally some people like to watch righteous knights punish rape and eliminate evil. Zhang Tianyu's happy enmity of treating him in the same way made them feel happy and refreshed from the bottom of their hearts. One Sword Renxia. One Sword Renxia. Team Shrek. Team Shrek. Waves of cheers followed. Damn it, we have come so far before the cheers start to ring out. The reflex arc of these guys is really long enough. Zhang Tianyu muttered. I was scared by you. Xiao Wu smiled heartlessly. Yeah, you didn't see that Director Ao looked stupid after you settled the Berserk team. Ning Rongrong smiled happily. How does it feel to see blood? Zhang Tianyu asked everyone. I've seen blood before, but it doesn't feel like much. Dai Mubai said. Tang San said, me too. Of course you are, you used to be in the Tang sect, you killed a lot of people. It can be said that you killed more people in the Tangmen in your previous life than I killed in the computer in my previous life. You are humble. The system complained, you can sometimes kill hundreds of millions of people in front of the computer. Damn. Zhang Tianyu blushed. Xiao Wu and Zhuqing didn't feel too much. As a 10-year soul beast, how could Xiao Wu never see blood? Zhuqing was also killed along the way, and the bloody smell on his body was not light. Ning Rongrong is also okay, as the young master of the 7 treasure glazed tile sect, although he has been well protected since childhood, he has seen everything that should be seen, so, in the end, only Zhang Tianyu and Oscar were the ones who were more excited because of seeing blood. Well, after all, I used to live in a peaceful age. Zhang Tianyu happily accepted the status quo. To be honest, seeing the scene of blood and severed limbs, Zhang Tianyu still felt a little physically uncomfortable, but he soon recovered. Once you take the first step, it will be easy. When he came to the auditorium, Flender first sent his congratulations. Although it was expected to win against them, I didn't expect that you still gave us a surprise. Young people should use momentum and blood, ha ha ha. Zhao Wuji laughed. Yu Xiaogang said, seeing blood is a good thing. The world of soul masters is cruel, and the cruel style of the Berserk team is just a corner of the bloody world of Soul Masters. You can treat them in the same way, at least no one will blame you. Teacher, you are wrong. Why not? Oscar laughed. Before going on stage, that director AO said that if we treat the Berserkers in the same way, then we will be no different from the Berserkers. Fuck him NND. Zhao Waoqi swears directly. In the world of Soul Masters, being a good person has only one end, and there is no place to die. Flender laughed. That's right, Yu Xiaogang said, the Berserk team is cruel to all opponents, but you are only cruel to them, so you are completely different from them. To be honest, as soon as these words came out, Zhang Tianyu developed a little affection for Yu Xiaogang. Although Yu Xiaogang is a waste, there is really nothing wrong with what he said, hitting the nail on the head, and counterattacking with precision. But that I think it's one thing for you to talk to me very well, but it's another thing for me to cheat you. This is like, I like Dio, and I want him to die, these two things do not conflict. 092 Tang Hao was struck by lightning. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The so-called debut is the pinnacle. In Shrek's first team battle, he gained fame of killing. All of a sudden, many people were spreading rumors about tonight's bloody team battle, how awesome Shrek was, and he directly disabled the Berserker team Balabala in less than 2 minutes. As a matter of course, they have received the attention of the fighting spirit field. This time, your opponent will be under a lot of pressure. Flender said with a smile, just like what Flender said, in the next few days, when they encounter Shrek's team in team battles, they will feel a lot of psychological pressure. However, after a few team battles, many people found that Shrek's sword soul master was not blind. They were indeed not an evil team full of villains. As long as the team they are fighting against has no previous record of intentionally maiming or beating opponents to death, then Shrek will stop there. All of a sudden, Team Shrek's popularity skyrocketed, and the popularity of passers-by immediately became full. That night, everyone finished fighting their souls, walked out of the big soul fighting arena, and headed to the hotel where they were staying. As soon as he walked out of the gate, Zhang Tianyu received an alert from the Marauders map. At first he thought it was Tianya, the Chopper Soul King remaining in the Buell trio, but then the system told him, Tang Hao is here. There was no change in the expression on Zhang Tianyu's face. He opened the Marauders map calmly, searched it, and Tang Hao had indeed entered within 500 meters. After all, he was a title Douluo, and his speed was super fast, and he was swift and silent. With a little bit of effort, they have already come to a place only 30 meters away from them. The dark gray robe mixed with the thick night, coupled with the title Douluo's unique ability to cover up his breath. Except for Zhang Tianyu, no one noticed that there was such a big guy staring at him on the roof not far away, watching them. It's been a month since he came last time. Well, it seems that he has gradually become more at ease with this place. Zhang Tianyu said heartily. When they first came to Shrek Academy, Tang Hao had to come twice a week, and then gradually became less frequent, once a week, then once every half a month, and now once a month. The system couldn't help complaining. Once a month, good guy, it's as if Tang Hao has turned into a woman. Zhang Tianyu was delighted when he heard it. It would be interesting if Tang Hao really turned into a woman, but I don't know what this guy will look like when he becomes a woman. I can take you to see it sometime in the future, the system said. Ah. Really? Is there really Tang Hao who turned into a woman? Zhang Tianyu was taken aback. Yes. Zhang Tianyu was shocked. Tang Hao came and went quickly every time. He basically came to see how Tang San was doing, whether he was injured, whether he was wronged, etc. The other thing is to keep an eye on Xiao Wu, to make sure she doesn't run away. After all, this 10-year spirit ring and spirit bone already belonged to Tang San in his eyes. If Xiao Wu likes Tang San, maybe Tang Hao will let Xiao Wu go, but now, it is obvious that Xiao Wu has no interest in Tang San. Tang Hao has already made a decision. When they graduate from Shrek, he will take Xiao Wu away forcibly, and put her into a ZZ cage. And when Tang San reaches level 79, let Tang San kill Xiao Wu himself. Wu, forcibly absorbing this 10-year soul ring, withdrawing his thoughts. Tang Hao was silent for a few seconds as Shrek and his party gradually walked away, then turned and left. Hint, normal saline, Tang Hao's exclusive, was successfully used. Hint, Franklin's kite, exclusive to Tang Hao, was successfully used. Ha ha ha. Zhang Tianyu had no expression on his face, and laughed wildly in his heart. Tang Hao. The bloodline of the Clear Sky School endows you with glory and courage, and the Clear Sky Hammer allows you to generate strength and constantly challenge your destiny, but your weakness also comes from this bloodline. Tang Hao, your proud son is exactly your weakness. You didn't pay attention at all, did you? When you focus all your attention on your son, that I've done my work. Physical saline. Franklin's kite. Tang Hao, your fate is already doomed. Next, I will make a prophecy that you are destined to be struck by lightning. The night wind blew, and everyone felt a little chilly. Looking up, the moon has been covered by dark clouds. It looks like it's going to rain. Dai Mubai said. Tang San answered, at this season, the rain is mostly thunderstorm, it comes and goes quickly. Zhang Tianyu nodded and said, I hope I can go faster, it is best to go at the fastest speed. Everyone looked at Zhang Tianyu. Xiao Wu asked strangely, so you hate thunderstorms so much? Zhang Tianyu smiled, actually, I don't hate thunderstorms, but I prefer rainy days, especially when I'm sleeping. I agree, Ning Rongrong immediately said, it's super comfortable to sleep on a rainy day. I think so too. Oscar said. Really? Xiao Wu wondered, why don't I feel this way? This varies from person to person. It's normal to have no feelings for rainy days, Zhang Tianyu said, there are still people who have no feelings for the opposite sex. Crowd, system, you are one by one, What the hell am I? Zhang Tianyu retorted, you're an old tea farmer from the moment I opened my mouth. Ha ha ha. The system laughed out loud. Tang Hao hurried all the way, left Soto City, and went straight to a village 100 miles away. Soon, he stopped at the entrance of the village. This village has been abandoned, and the houses in the village are all in ruins. It is pitch black on a moonless night, and it looks a bit gloomy. Tang Hao doesn't care about these at all. What is his identity? Titled Douluo. What ghosts and snakes, if you dare to come, I will send you to reincarnation with a hammer. He silently came to the west side of the village, where there was a fairly complete dwelling. Tang Hao walked in, lit a bonfire in the yard, and then sat by the fire, slumped in a daze. It was in this village that he first met Ah-in. That night, he lit the bonfire like this, and sat around the bonfire with Tang Xiao and Ah-in, drinking and chatting. I will definitely let our son live well and safely, and I will definitely avenge you, Ah-in. Boom. There was a muffled sound in the sky. Tang Hao raised his head, and sighed in his heart that there are indeed many thunderstorms in this season. It is about to rain in Soto City, and it is about to rain here. It seemed that the fire would not last tonight. Tang Hao got up, walked into the room, sat down by the bed, took out a jug of wine and drank. Just after taking a sip of wine, Tang Hao hadn't had time to let out a breath to show that he was happy. Click. A bolt of lightning exploded in the air above his head. At the same time, Tang Hao only felt a sharp numbness and soreness all over his body. In an instant, his whole body was full of lightning. His voice was trembling. Electronic music. Tang Hao. Click. There was another flash of lightning, and Tang Hao went to heaven in an instant. 093 Emotional Mentor Zhang Tianyu. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Originally, both the saline solution and the kite could only give Tang Hao the effect of a lightning strike. However, Tang Hao was too memorized. The two bolts of lightning were connected together, so they were seamlessly connected, causing the two deceiving props to take effect twice in a row before they had time to expire. However, Tang Hao was also lucky. He happened to be close to an iron bed, and the iron bed was connected to the metal window lattice. The lightning passed through his body without stopping, and the huge energy flowed along these iron objects. Therefore, although he looked terribly electrocuted and turned into an exploding head, his whole body was charred and smoking, his internal organs and meridians were damaged. None of them were fatal injuries, and he could recover after a period of recuperation. What's going on? Tang Hao was paralyzed on the ground. His whole body was struck by lightning. It's all right, I'm still in the house. how could I be struck by lightning? Could it be that an enemy with a thunder martial soul appeared and started attacking me? Tang Hao quickly sat up, summoned the clear sky hammer, fully alert, not letting go of any movement around him. However, a few minutes later, he put away the hammer. Within a radius of 1 kilometer, there was no living creature except him. Moreover, the thunder and lightning just now is extremely powerful, unlike the power of soul skills that soul masters can display. If it's a soul skill, it's impossible to transfer energy to other metal objects after hitting him. So it is impossible for someone to attack him. The lightning bolt just now is the power of nature, not some soul skill. Then the question went back to the original point. I was in the house, all right, why was I struck by lightning? Have I done too many bad things? I haven't done anything bad. Is it because I pissed my dad off, so God thought I was unfilial, so let lightning strike me? But the question is, how long has my dad been dead? Tang San is already 12 years old, isn't it a bit late for me to let Lei strike me now? Reminder, how amazing is Douluo? The mission is complete. Douluo is amazing. Wasn't it the same as being struck by lightning by my host? Receive the mission reward, soul power level +3, reward points +50. Current level is 50, current points, 2100. Congratulations. The level has been raised to level 50. The host has already reached half of the road to become a god at level, dash. Next, I ask the host to continue to work hard. Zhang Tianyu walked out of the hotel room and took a deep breath. Level, dash, Soul King. What will be the 5th soul skill next? Anyway, no matter what, the next soul fight will only be simpler. The premise is, host, you must be careful not to use the 4th and 5th soul skills during the soul fight, although you don't have the 5th soul skill yet. What is the 5th soul? Zhang Tianyu asked. System. There was the sound of the door opening behind him. Zhang Tianyu turned his head and found that it was Dai Mubai who came out. Did you sleep? Zhang Tianyu asked in a low voice. Because the hotel rooms near the fighting spirit field are really tight, the two rich people Dai Mubai and Zhang Tianyu couldn't get a single room, they could only get a double room with better conditions. When he went out, he clearly heard Dai Mubai snoring slightly, thinking that this guy was already fast asleep. I was already asleep, but I woke up when I heard you going out. Dai Mubai said. Zhang Tianyu raised his eyebrows. Okay, let's come out and blow some air together. Dai Mubai was silent for a few seconds, then coughed. Tianyu, can I ask you something? What's the matter? Zhang Tianyu asked strangely. You want to ask me a question, what to ask? Postpartum care for sows. I see that you are very popular with the girls in the academy. Although there are only 3 girls in the academy, they have completely different personalities. How did you manage to be popular with different girls? That it turned out to be the problem. Then you are really asking the right person. You only need a copy of the complete collection of Picking Up Girls to solve all your problems, but this divine book does not exist in this world, and I will not tell you. Am I popular? No. Zhang Tianyu spread his hands. We are all classmates, this is just a normal classmate relationship. I think you are also very popular with female classmates. Dai Mubai sighed heavily. How could I be popular with female classmates? Xiao Wu usually looks at me like she is looking at dirty socks. Although the conflict between Ning Rongrong and me has been resolved, it is still seeing me. I don't even want to take a second look. And Zhuqing. Speaking of Zhuqing, Dai Mubai's expression became even more lonely. Now you just ignore me, let alone in her heart, I don't even have a place in her eyes. It's not that serious, is it? Zhang Tianyu asked. I saw that you guys also communicated with each other during the soul fight. Speaking of this, Dai Mubai was even more painful. It was just an ordinary communication between comrades in arms, it was not that kind at all. Sigh. Let's put it this way, I feel that in her eyes, I am already a stranger. Tianyu, teach me, how can I be popular with girls? How can I make her change her mind? Hint. It's not just Xiao Wu, the other 2 female students are also rabbits, and they are hiding behind the next window to listen to your talk. Ah. Zhang Tianyu was taken aback. Shouldn't they be asleep already? I should have fallen asleep, but I woke up when I heard your voice. Next door, Ning Rongrong whispered to Zhuqing, it seems that Dai Mubai still misses you. Zhuqing, why don't you just have a few words with Dai Mubai? They hope that Zhuqing and Dai Mubai will reconcile. As long as they reconcile, they will have one less competitor. Zhuqing's face was cold. Don't say it, I'll get sick after talking about it. Xiao Wu and Ning Rongrong raised their eyebrows, and continued to listen intently to the window. They wanted to know how Zhang Tianyu would answer. This. I think chasing girls should be done carefully. Zhang Tianyu began to talk nonsense. You have to let them feel that you are sincere. Lao Dai, you know what kind of style you used to be. You yourself think about it. If you were Zhuqing, would you accept the old you? One sentence stopped Dai Mubai from asking. Everyone is like this. Every man hopes that there are beautiful women around him, but at the same time, he hopes that those women will guard themselves like jade. Every woman hopes that there are handsome guys around her, but at the same time, she hopes that they will only love her. You can only think about it. After all, you are not a fat Arab, and Zavarudo will not revolve around you. Sure enough, Dai Mubai was silent for a long time. Finally he could only sigh. Look, you can't accept it yourself, how can you force others to accept it? Zhang Tianyu asked, correct your mentality and correct your bad habits. Maybe if you correct it, she will be able to accept it. But I've changed it. I haven't gone out to play since she came. Then keep working hard. Zhang Tianyu patted him on the shoulder. It doesn't take a day to freeze 3 feet, and it will take time to thaw. Yes, you are right. Dai Mubai nodded in agreement. I will definitely work hard. 094 Zhuqing wants to get it. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Zhang Tianyu said cheers, but he almost laughed out loud in his heart. Just you, still working hard? If Zhuqing had heard our conversation in the past, there was a high probability that you could still make her change her mind, but now, the door is gone. This little girl Zhuqing's heart is no longer with you, now it's with me. Master host, I think it's time to finish it. The system said, otherwise, there will be many long nights and dreams. I know. Zhang Tianyu said, it's only a few days, but I have to wait for the opportunity. Now everyone lives in the same hotel. If it is too high profile, all previous efforts will be wasted. The system just said, come on, master host. Back in the room, the two fell asleep soundly, and slept until dawn. Next door, after the 3 girls finished listening, Ning Rongrong and Xiao Wu looked at Zhuqing together. Zhuqing, Boss Dai seems to be really working hard to change it. Do you really want to consider giving him a chance? Yes, we don't know what Boss Dai was like before, but during this time, Boss Dai has basically never been out of the academy. Zhuqing was silent for a few seconds. I don't want to mention him anymore. Okay. Xiao Wu and Ning Rongrong decisively chose to shut up. Besides, there is no need to make plastic sister flowers. Many men like to sleep thinking about beautiful women. In fact, the same is true for women. Think of a handsome guy, feel happy, and then fall asleep beautifully, and maybe have a good dream. Only Zhang Tianyu is an outlier. He likes to fantasize about the end of the world before going to sleep. The next morning, everyone woke up early and started a new day. Now Shrek's daily routine is to spend a lot of free time during the day. It doesn't matter if he stays in the hotel room to practice or go shopping. As long as he doesn't delay the night's soul fighting, it will be fine. Of course, you can't go out shopping every day. Now Zhang Tianyu is like a big mountain on everyone's head, and no one wants to be pulled too far, especially Ning Rongrong and Zhuqing, basically except for the time of eating and going to the bathroom. They are cultivating desperately. Zhang Tianyu is now a soul sect, and Xiao Wu is also a soul master. The gap between the two is so small, so there is no sense of disobedience in forming a team, but the two of them can't do it, their level is too low. If they are also at the level of soul sect now, will it be Xiao Wu's turn to form a team with Zhang Tianyu? Dean Flender and Master will not allow it either. So be sure to work hard, practice hard. Ning Rongrong regrets it very much now. when she was in the 7-treasure glazed tile school, under the excellent conditions of Ning Fengji and the 2-title Douluo, she didn't cultivate well, and played video games all day long, and put the great conditions and time is wasted, but regret is useless, we can only seize the moment and work hard. While practicing kung fu, there was a knock on the door. The 3 girls suddenly opened their eyes. This is Zhang Tianyu's knock on the door. Every boy's door knocking sound is different, but Zhang Tianyu's door knocking sound is the best. Xiao Wu was of course the first to rush over and open the door. What's the matter, Tianyu? That it was indeed Zhang Tianyu who was outside the door. Are you free to go out for a stroll? Of course I'm free. Xiao Wu immediately agreed. Zhang Tianyu took the initiative to invite. How can there be no reason not to agree? Let's go. Zhang Tianyu smiled. I'll go too. Ning Rongrong got up immediately. Then I'll go too. Zhuqing said. Xiao Wu turned around and looked at them with wide eyes. You are becoming more and more blatant now. Brazenly being a light bulb, blatantly trying to compete with me for the sky. Hateful. But Xiao Wu still had to say generously, okay, it's so crowded when we go together. This is standard, classic, to the point plastic sisterhood, West City Avenue, Soto City. The night market in Xiqing is full of traffic, and Xiqing is also very prosperous during the day. Ning Rongrong and Xiao Wu excitedly walked ahead, looking at this and that. Zhang Tianyu and Zhuqing each held a glass of drink and walked slowly behind. Zhuqing asked, why don't you ask me today why I don't practice and want to go out for a walk? Zhang Tianyu smiled, you don't need to ask, who can? Bear it if you practice every day. You must find some time to go out and have fun. A combination of work and rest is the kingly way. Zhuqing said, you speak more and more like a teacher. Zhang Tianyu smiled. Zhuqing continued, we heard the conversation between you and Dai Mubai last night. And then? Zhang Tianyu asked. Zhuqing suddenly slowed down, lowered her head, her smooth black hair covered her face. Zhang Tianyu couldn't see her expression clearly. She asked in a low voice like a mosquito, are you really willing? I will accept you again, Dai Mubai. Zhang Tianyu was silent for 2 seconds, and just as he was about to answer, Zhuqing continued, Xiao Wu and Rongrong are not here now, only you can hear my question. And only I can hear your answer, I hope to hear yours. Sincerely. Zhang Tianyu focused his eyes. I think the point is, do you want to accept him again? Is this your answer? Zhuqing asked, answer questions with questions. Zhang Tianyu shook his head, you are no longer a child, you are a free person, and you no longer need others to make decisions for you. A free person. Zhuqing repeated a few words, was silent for a few seconds, then stopped, raised his head and looked directly into Zhang Tianyu's eyes. Yes, I can and should make my own decision now, but this is the only question I want to ask you. Zhang Tianyu also looked directly into Zhuqing's eyes and said. Okay, then my answer is. At this time, you have to say no. At this time, you can't act anymore, and if you act again, something will happen. I don't want to be a bald general. Zhuqing's tender body trembled. At this moment, the bewildered expression in her eyes finally disappeared, replaced by a light of firmness and hope. Why? Zhuqing asked. Because you are people from 2 different worlds. Zhang Tianyu said, you are both born free. This is a very compatible way of life, but the freedom you pursue is different. Zhuqing was silent. What Dai Mubai pursued was the freedom of having all kinds of women around him, and what she pursues is the kind of freedom that is no longer bound by the family and oppressed by the royal family. There are many kinds of freedom. This was a very good and reasonable answer, but it was not the answer Zhuqing wanted to hear the most. However, just when she was a little disappointed, Zhang Tianyu suddenly smiled and said. Do you know, I had a very strange dream last night. I dreamed that you and Xiao Wu, the 3 of us are together. Zhuqing was taken aback for a moment, shaking all over, and looked up at Zhang Tianyu. It's absurd, isn't it? Zhang Tianyu shrugged. Anyway, I think it's absurd. How could I have such a dream? That's right, I also think it's ridiculous. Zhuqing showed the most gentle smile so far, because there was no Rongrong in your dream. If Rongrong found out, she would be very sad. 095 change, give me a change. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Good guy, Zhang Tianyu said with a smile, what are you kidding? Zhuqing just glanced at him indifferently, are you a log? Forehead. Zhuqing continued, every girl doesn't want the person she likes to be a philanderer, and at the same time, she also doesn't want him to be an incomprehensible piece of wood. Zhang Tianyu looked surprised. Ah, what do you mean? Zhu looked at him quietly, her tender red lips pouted slightly. There are some things, do you still want girls to take the initiative to do it? Seeing that Zhang Tianyu was still shocked, Zhuqing leaned his upper body forward and approached Zhang Tianyu. You said you don't want me to accept Dai Mubai, so who do you want me to accept? Anyway, I thought about it myself, except you, I have no those who want to accept. Congratulations. Family marriage contract is feudal dross, mission completed. The host successfully captured Zhuqing. The soul power has been increased by 5 levels, and the current soul power is level 55. Reward points plus 50, the current reward points are 2,150. A random soul tool is being extracted. The extraction is complete and has been sent to the system space. Please check the host yourself. The activation rate of the second martial spirit plus 10%. Current progress, 30%. Reminder, congratulations. Zhuqing took the initiative to confess to the host, and the host has exceeded the task. But the task reward remains unchanged. Zhang Tianyu, the mission rewards remain the same. Why do you remind me, are you sick? Zhang Tianyu was taken aback, but there's nothing wrong with it. Zhuqing stood up straight, and his tone became brisk, anyway, you and Xiaowu are not married, right? Besides, even if you are married, with your strength, you will have 3 wives and 4 concubines in the future. It's normal too. Zhang Tianyu was shocked. So? There's nothing so, Zhuqing said, didn't your dreams express everything in your heart? Zhang Tianyu was silent for 2 seconds, so, what are you planning? Picture of freedom. Zhuqing looked head-on at the shining dome of the great soul arena in the distance, and the breeze blew her long hair. At this moment, her eyes were full of light. Freedom to do what you want. I don't think about gains and losses, I don't think about other people's eyes and opinions, I just want what I want, isn't this the freedom I'm looking for? Zhang Tianyu smiled lightly. Zhuqing looked at him, you said that I should be free and decide my own destiny and everything by myself, what about you? What is the problem you are facing? Should you face up to your own heart? Zhang Tianyu said with a smile, did you know that for a person holding a sword, the first hurdle he has to pass is his own heart? Oh. Zhuqing became interested, then have you passed the first level? It's been a long time ago. Zhang Tianyu said, I have been facing up to my own heart. I don't have the confidence to be a person who has always been focused all my life. I can only try my best to be a person who can be worthy of the people around me. However, I don't know what you guys think, maybe you can't accept what I think in my heart, and not only can't accept it, you will think that I am a scum and a person with bad conduct, so I simply gave up my inner thoughts. Zhuqing understood the meaning of his words, the light in his eyes became brighter, and 2 blushes appeared on his little face. Face your own heart, follow the laws of the objective world, and respect other people's ideas. Zhang Tianyu continued, I'm just a soul master, not a high-ranking god. I may be able to defeat you in force, but I cannot control you with my own will. Zhuqing was silent for a few seconds, with a bit of shyness and sweetness in his expression. Perhaps, it's this aspect of you that really attracts everyone. You won't be like some people who feel that you are strong and that you should be accepted. Women worship and then control women. Zhang Tianyu shrugged, it's a bit exaggerated to say that, good guy, and attracts everyone. If the land is not bad, the cattle will die of exhaustion. Zhuqing obviously understood the joke, her face blushed and her eyes rolled. Xiaowu also said that you are pure and pure. Zhang Tianyu smiled, she is telling the truth, so far, I am still a little boy. Zhuqing was stunned for a moment, and then the blush on his face became even more attractive, then, who will be so lucky, system, you are one by one. Zhang Tianyu almost exploded on the spot. Shut up, you bastard. The atmosphere has been completely destroyed by you. Ha ha ha. The system laughed wildly. Ahem, let's see the situation in the future, everything will come naturally. Zhang Tianyu said. Are you shy? Zhuqing asked. No, he's angry. The system said. No, it's a little bit unexpected, but it's not enough to be shy. After finishing speaking, Zhang Tianyu said in his heart, shut up the fuck, I almost cursed just now. That the system laughed wildly again. Oh. Zhuqing agreed, and there was silence between the two of them, an ambiguous atmosphere filled the two of them. Well, tonight, after returning to the hotel, can you come out and walk with me? Zhuqing asked suddenly, her beautiful big eyes flickering, full of anticipation. I want to go for a walk with you again the night market here in the west of the city. Okay, but... Don't worry, Xiaowu won't find out, Zhuqing said softly, after all, I'm a sole master of the agility attack department, so I won't attract so much attention. Well, no problem. Zhang Tianyu said. Zhuqing's face darkened slightly, but returned to normal in an instant. Everything has a first come first, 3 wives and 4 concubines are also first wives and then concubines, she can understand. Reminder, receive the mission, change. Change for me, mission objective, to complete the great harmony of life with Zhuqing. The location is unlimited, the length of time is unlimited, and the posture is unlimited, but it cannot be discovered by others. If discovered, the mission will fail. Task reward, soul power level +5, a random spirit bone, reward point +50, failure penalty. If all of these fail, then you are completely dead. It is recommended to live on another planet, or return to Earth, and go to a certain country to apply for a job that makes men all over the world envy. Zhang Tianyu. I said that after waking up these days, my mouth tastes bad and my liver is not good, so I went to apply for Jill. Zhang Tianyu rolled his eyes, don't worry, this won't fail, hee hee. Seeing Zhuqing's good figure, Zhang Tianyu gulped quietly, great harmony with Zhuqing's life, it's really exciting, hey. But still the same sentence, I can't eat hot tofu in a hurry, it's hard to guess what a woman thinks. Many times, you feel that she and you are only a layer of window paper. You go up and poke it, but it turns out that it is not the case at all, so this must not be rushed, take your time. Step by step, it doesn't matter, I have been waiting for 6 years, and there are still 10 days and a half months left. 096 criminals passing by. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Why are you walking so slowly? Xiao Wu and Ning Rongrong finally discovered the snail walk of the two, and ran over a few steps and asked. Just now we were talking about something. Zhuqing said. The eyes of Xiao Wu and Ning Rongrong instantly became sharp. What are you talking about? The future. Zhuqing said. The two were stunned. The future, Zhang Tianyu said. The unknown of the future is the driving force behind our progress. Never mind. Xiao Wu rolled her eyes. By the way, Zhuqing, don't you like talking to stinky men? But Tianyu is not a stinky man, Zhuqing said. Didn't you say that I hit too many people before, and Tianyu is pure and pure? Forehead. Zhuqing was still very blunt. Xiao Wu was speechless with a single sentence. How did Xiao Wu answer? To deny is to slap yourself in the face, admit it, you can only swallow this breath. Ning Rongrong also looked at Zhuqing with admiration on the spot. Good guy, this little hoof usually looks cold and boring, and he can't hold a fart for a long time, but he is actually very eloquent. Speaking of farts, on a whim, Ning Rongrong looked at the tight leather jacket on Zhuqing's body. Leather jacket, if you fart, won't it bulge? You may not know that the college does not actually have a formal college organization. Zhang Tianyu said. Huh. The 3 girls were all taken aback. That is to say, we are not eligible to participate in the future Continental Advanced Soul Master Academy Elite competition. What? Ning Rongrong frowned. We are so good, but we are not qualified to participate. Eligibility for the competition does not depend on whether you are good or not, but on whether your academy has the qualifications. Zhang Tianyu smiled. The qualifications of the academy are not something we students can get, it's just a game between adults. Game. If you can't, go to Heavendoe City and cooperate with our 7 treasure glazed tile school. You can easily get 1 qualification for the competition. Ning Rongrong said. Then you have to talk to the dean. Zhang Tianyu shook his head. There is no limit to the road, there is always a solution to everything, let's talk about it when the time comes, let's go, let's continue shopping. At noon, the 4 of them had lunch before returning to the hotel. As soon as he entered the room, Dai Mubai immediately came up to him. Brother, did you go out to play with the 3 female classmates again? Zhang Tianyu spread his hands. At first I just wanted to go out with Xiao Wu, but I didn't expect that Ning Rongrong and Zhuqing both wanted to go when I asked in the past. Thinking about it, it's true. Every day, I just stay in the hotel during the day and come back after fighting the soul at night. Sleeping, 2 o'clock in one line, pigs can't stand it after a long time, and it's normal to want to go out for a stroll. Then did you say something kind to me in front of Zhuqing? Dai Mubai asked with a smile, licking his face. That's for sure, you can't say a few good things if you have the opportunity. But what? Dai Mubai hurriedly asked. Zhang Tianyu sighed lightly, and shook his head. I said good things, but she obviously didn't want to listen, and felt that deliberately saying good things to you would arouse her rebellious psychology and make her hate you even more. Ah, her character is like this. Oh, I should have thought of it earlier. Dai Mubai's face immediately collapsed, and then he hurriedly asked Zhang Tianyu, then what do you think should be done? I don't know how to pick up girls. So far, I have only Xiao Wu by my side, and our relationship has been cultivated since we were young. By the way, Lao Dai, you are not a master at picking up girls, you are a lover. In this situation, you should find a way. Dai Mubai looked embarrassed. I'm a master at picking up girls, a love sage, I basically spend money to buy them, and women, you know, men are handsome, good-looking, rich, and able to fight. With these 4 basic conditions, most women can be picked up, but for those who really want to get married, it will be difficult. Then there's nothing I can do to help. Zhang Tianyu spread his hands. I can only say that I try my best not to say good things about you deliberately, or try not to mention you in front of her as much as possible. Oh, that's the only way to go. Dai Mubai nodded. That night, Zhuqing sneaked out of the room without disturbing Ning Rongrong and Xiao Wu. Zhang Tianyu's side is much simpler. A sleepy bug directly dazzles Dai Mubai's nostrils, giving Dai Mubai a deep sleep like a baby. Dai Mubai at this moment, not to mention Zhang Tianyu passing by him and leaving the room, even if a real tiger came and gave him to X, he wouldn't wake up. Hey, don't ask. The cheating props produced by the system are just so domineering and unreasonable, but the price is also very beautiful. Don't look at the fact that many tasks now give 20, 30, or even 50 reward points all at once. It seems like a lot, but in fact, the price of advanced cheating props starts at 40 or 50, and some of them are over 100. Just like the saline solution and the kite before, both are mid-level deception props, only about 10 points, and Tang Hao's exclusive ones belong to the category of high-level deception props. The exclusive saline is directly 50 points a bottle, and can only be used once. Exclusive kites are even more ruthless, one for 90 points and can only be used once. So don't look at the 2000 plus points that are a lot, but just like youth and toilet paper, there are a lot of them, and they will disappear after use, of course, like Lightning 9 Whip, which can be used 9 times, can be used remotely, and stuns for at least 0.7 seconds each time. There are quite a few cost-effective kings. The system is still a kind person. On the roof of the hotel, the two met. There was no unnecessary nonsense. The two looked at each other and smiled. Zhang Tianyu summoned Huang Quan, stepped on it. Zhuqing followed closely. Black light rose into the sky, and the two flew silently. Afterwards, Zhuqing naturally hugged Zhang Tianyu's waist from behind. Ah, this touch. It's completely different from Xiao Wu's. First of all, bigger than Xiao Wu. Then, although the elasticity is slightly inferior to Xiao Wu's, it is softer. Men, relatively speaking, generally prefer softer girls. After all, not every man likes to be tough, and the main thing is to consider for the next generation, no matter how hard it is, the children have to be soft-spoken. Think far, back to reality. Zhang Tianyu raised his head and took a deep breath of the refreshing night air, feeling the warm touch coming from behind him. This is what life is called. Huang Quan speeded up suddenly. Zhuqing was slightly startled, and his arms hugged him even tighter. Soon, the two came to a small alley near Xiqing Night Market and landed slowly, putting away Huang Quan. The two had just left the alley when they were stopped by a group of strong men in armor. Stop! Who are you? Looking at the Wuhandian logo on their armor, Zhang Tianyu knew that this was the Wuhandian Guard. We came out to play. Zhang Tianyu said, taking out the Iron Fighting Spirit badge of the Fighting Spirit Field. After the Fighting Spirit competition, I want to visit the night market. Seeing this badge, the leader immediately relaxed. It turns out that it is the Soul Master who participated in the soul fight. I am disrespectful and disrespectful. The city of Suatua has not been peaceful recently. Several Soul Masters have been killed at night, and one of them there is a Soul King and a Soul Sect, so we have strengthened our patrols. Please pay attention to safety. Okay, thank you for your hard work. Zhang Tianyu said politely. Serve the people. After saying that, the patrol team strode away. 097 Rabbit in the Grassland. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Looking at the patrol team leaving, Zhang Tianyu suddenly felt sorry for them. I killed both the Soul King and Soul Sect. I'm really sorry for increasing the workload for you guys, especially their last sentence, serve the people, made Zhang Tianyu very ashamed. I should have disposed of their corpses in the first place, so if there were no corpses, no one would die. As soon as she turned her head, she saw Zhuqing's half-smile expression. Zhang Tianyu, oh, what's the matter? Look at what I am doing. I am killing harm for the people, and I have a clear conscience. Zhuqing smiled naturally. Yes, it is best to be a knight with one sword to eradicate the strong and help the weak, and one sword to eliminate harm for the people. Ha ha ha. Zhang Tianyu pinched his waist and laughed. The two wandered around until midnight before returning to the hotel. In fact, in this night market, the things that appear in the second half of the night are really exciting, but for Zhang Tianyu, the attraction is not that strong. When he was about to arrive at the hotel, Zhuqing suddenly asked, can you accompany me out for a stroll every night from now on? No problem, Zhang Tianyu said, as long as you are willing. It's hard to say. Although the advanced sleeper is very expensive, it takes 70 points to change it, but the mid-level version of the ordinary sleepy bug and the primary version of the fatigue bug are cheap. Normal sleepy bugs need 15 points, while fatigue bugs only need 2 points. After these three kinds of bugs take effect, they all have the same effect, and they all fall into a deep sleep like a baby. The only difference is that high-level sleepy bugs take effect immediately on the spot, depending on the individual's physique and level of strength, but no matter how slow it is, it will not exceed 3 seconds. Tidal Douluo also falls asleep in 3 seconds. Ordinary sleepy bugs take 1 to 3 minutes to take effect, and the fatigue bug takes at least half an hour to work. Come out every day, I can afford it. It's nothing more than timing, giving Dai Mobaixu a fatigue bug half an hour in advance. Forget it, Zhuqing said with a dark face. As the saying goes, if you often walk by the river, you can never get your shoes wet. If you go out for a stroll occasionally, no one will notice, but if you come out every day, you will be found sooner or later. Zhang Tianyu smiled. So what if we are discovered? Zhuqing looked up at him. Aren't you afraid that Xiao Wu will leave you? The surrounding air seemed to be quiet for an instant. This is a difficult question to answer. If one answer is not good, Zhuqing's favorability will immediately return to 0. Then, please choose the correct answer from the following 4 options. A. Don't be afraid, even if Xiao Wu leaves me, I still have you. B. I'm afraid, because Xiao Wu is the person I cherish the most in my family. I can't live without her. C. Xiao Wu will not misunderstand us, we are family members who trust each other. D. Xiao Wu is a diva, If you chose A, then congratulations, you chose wrong. If you choose D, Zhuo, Zhang Tianyu can only say one thing, really, even the wall will obey you. None of these four is the correct answer. The real correct answer is, Zhang Tianyu stretched out his hand, stroked Zhuqing's long hair gently, smiled, and said nothing. Most of the time, everything goes unspoken, just like at this moment, words are pale, and any words are not as real as a real action. Touching the hair will not scare, the intimate action will quickly heat up the relationship between the two, and it will also minimize the restlessness and confusion about the future in the girl's heart. Zhuqing is a sensible girl, she is very measured, so the question she asked does not require Zhang Tianyu to answer, nor does Zhang Tianyu need to make a choice between her and Xiao Wu. She knows it is meaningless. How many years have you been in love? She just wanted to see Zhang Tianyu's reaction. As for Zhang Tianyu's reaction, she was very satisfied. She doesn't need Zhang Tianyu to choose her between her and Xiao Wu, because this is impossible. She just wanted to have a place in Zhang Tianyu's heart. That was enough. Now she knows that there is a place for this, so she is also satisfied. Since when did Zhang Tianyu take up all the places in his heart? She also doesn't know, there is no such a sensational and earth-shattering emotion. How can the emotions in real life be as sensational and romantic as described in various biographies? Most of the emotions in real life are combined with the silent penetration of moist things and the little details in daily life. These things seem very small, often insignificant, but it is these insignificant things that will eventually build a bridge between the hearts of two people. It's getting late, go back to sleep. Zhang Tianyu withdrew his hand, but Zhuqing stretched out his hand to hold it. Zhuqing held Zhang Tianyu's hand, and then gave Zhang Tianyu a big bag, oh no, and then stretched out his hand to touch Zhang Tianyu's face. Zhang Tianyu didn't refuse, nor did he dodge, finally, touched it. Zhuqing is really satisfied at this moment. Sweet dream. After finishing speaking, Zhuqing turned around, her hair gently flew past Zhang Tianyu's nose, leaving only a burst of refreshing fragrance. Good dream. Zhang Tianyu said. Actually, if you rush up now, there is a high probability that Zhuqing will not refuse if you come to a violent meal, the system said. You also said that it is a high probability. What I want is not a high probability. What I want is a 100% success rate. Zhang Tianyu said, no, can't you see that this little girl doesn't have such a thing in her mind right now? This idea of sex, her mind is still full of the so-called sweetness of love is coming. After this kind of sweetness, is the idea of great harmony in life based on physiological needs. The system bowed, you still have experience. Nonsense, how many girls have I fucked, how many good things have I experienced? That the two went back to their rooms. Zhang Tianyu let the system scan it, and Dai Mubai was still in a deep sleep, sleeping soundly. Zhuqing went to bed contentedly, but she didn't realize that after she went to bed, Ning Rongrong on the bed beside her quietly opened her eyes. For the next 7 days, it was calm and normal, and the system surprisingly did not release any more tasks to Yu Xiaogang. Zhang Tianyu was a little anxious. Why didn't he release the task? If you don't release the mission, how can I get the 5th spirit ring? There is no response from the system. After that, Zhang Tianyu gradually calmed down. Based on his understanding of the system is probably holding back. That's the calm before the storm. That night, Zhang Tianyu served Dai Mubai the sleeping black tea as usual, and went to the roof of the hotel to wait quietly. Zhuqing got up slowly, and after confirming that Xiao Wu and Ning Rongrong were both asleep, he jumped out of the room without a sound and came to the roof. Afterwards, Ning Rongrong slowly opened his eyes. Humph, eat alone every day. Ning Rongrong pouted and followed her out. 099 not good, I'm exposed. You are listening at novelfull.audio. As the saying goes, one force can defeat 10 meetings, one force can break 10,000 dermas. Zhang Tianyu thinks this sentence is wrong. No matter how strong you are, even if your strength reaches the extreme, you can use a superstar as a bouncy ball and swing it out, but you can't hit anyone. What's the point? And one speed breaks all methods is much more reasonable. At this time, someone retorted, what's the use of being fast? Even if you hit someone and you don't have the strength, wouldn't they still be unscathed? Wrong. When something is in motion, it will have potential energy. The faster the speed, the greater the potential energy. When the speed reaches the extreme, even a piece of paper money can easily cut a deep wound on a person's body when it flies away at the speed of light, and who can avoid the attack of the speed of light? I'm afraid there will be only Gaia. A banknote is so powerful under the blessing of the speed of light, let alone Huang Quan's black sword that can cut iron like mud. Ning Rongrong only felt a gust of wind blowing beside him, and the sounded behind him. The sound reminded her of the scene where the water pipe burst and the water sprayed out of the pipe. She didn't dare to look back, her whole body was trembling, and her face was full of tears. It wasn't until Zhang Tianyu looked at her with a smile, opened his arms, and there was a sound of a heavy object falling to the ground behind him, that she finally dared to take a big step, and ran towards Zhang Tianyu like flying, and threw herself into his arms. Scared me to death, scared me to death. I knew you would come to save me. I knew it. I was almost given by him. Okay, it's okay, it's been resolved. Zhang Tianyu stroked her long hair, patted her on the back, and comforted her softly. How could you be harmed by him? I have already locked your position with the Marauder's map. After a while, Ning Rongrong finally stabilized. Looking back, sure enough, Tianyu was decapitated. Ning Rongrong had seen the death scene before, but this was the first time he had seen the head in a different place. She was a little scared, and hugged Zhang Tianyu tightly. Let's get out of here quickly. After a few minutes, she finally calmed down completely. How dare you run out at night by yourself? Zhang Tianyu asked. You are just an auxiliary soul master. You are lucky this time. I just happened to look here. If I look in another direction, what will you do? Speaking of this, Ning Rongrong's already calm mood surged again, her small mouth pouted, and her eye circles turned red. You still ask me why I came out, then why did you and Zhuqing come out at night? We just couldn't fall asleep. We met on the roof and went for a walk together. It was just a coincidence. Zhang Tianyu knew that this guy was following him, so it was totally true. Just right. Coincidence? You mean just this time tonight? Ning Rongrong asked. Of course. Zhang Tianyu said, I just met tonight. Zhang Tianyu, you lied to me. You guys obviously go out every night, just for a walk. Do you walk until late at night every day? How long does it take to walk? Ning Rongrong continued to ask. At this moment, she looks like someone who caught her husband cheating on her. Huan Lianpa. Ah. This time it was Zhang Tianyu's turn to be stunned. Every night. You, what do you mean? There's nothing to say. Ning Rongrong pouted, I've been observing you for a week. For the past week, Zhuqing will sneak out of the room every night after confirming that we are asleep, and then you will leave the room, and then you will fly away with the sword. I have seen it with my own eyes. Tonight I made up my mind, followed you guys to see what the hell you were doing. Turned out you were dating and almost got caught by that bad guy. Zhang Tianyu was calm on the surface, but panicked inside. I thought Ning Rongrong was just discovering it for the first time tonight, but I didn't expect that she had been silently observing for a week. The Marauder's map can only show the person's location, but it can't show whether the person is sleeping or not, so these days, Zhang Tianyu just saw Ning Rongrong staying in the hotel room, so he didn't think much about it. People have long known, good guy, all I can say is good guy. Ning Rongrong, do you really regard me as your husband? Your set of operations, discover clues, keep calm, observe quietly, follow and follow, hammer evidence, face to face, fatal blow, you are completely catching rape. You'd be reckless not to be a private eye. Is there nothing to say? You know, the day before yesterday, when I got up to watch quietly by the window, Xiaowu just woke up and asked me where Zhuqing was. I also lied to her that Zhuqing felt a little bored, so as she went out to get some air, she didn't think much about it, and soon fell asleep again. The more Ning Rongrong said, the more wronged she became, and the circles of her eyes turned red again. I was covering up for you all, but you lied to me here. Woo woo woo. Like a little girl who has been greatly wronged, Ning Rongrong lay in Zhang Tianyu's arms and burst into tears. Zhang Tianyu has one head and two big ones. Spicy block mother, this time the fun is big. The love is really exposed. It's over, Ning Rongrong is going to leave me, the mission is going to fail, and I'm going to be a general in the next 10 years, shit, I'm going to see someone. God, give me a time machine and let me go back in time. However, Zhang Tianyu regained his composure in just a blink of an eye. Up to now, it's useless to think about extra things, I can only solve this trouble. And judging from Ning Rongrong's performance, it seems that not only will he not fail, but there is even a possibility of success. When encountering a trouble, you must not panic or panic, keep the most stable and calm, analyze the status quo calmly, find the root of the trouble, and then solve the trouble calmly. Ning Rongrong is in a bad mood now, crying, and obviously has a big opinion on Zhang Tianyu. So why does she have a big opinion on Zhang Tianyu? Because she felt that Zhang Tianyu lied to her. He would date Zhuqing tomorrow, but he lied to her that they just met by chance tonight, so why would she be angry because she lied to her? Because she was jealous. Why is she jealous? Because she is interested in Zhang Tianyu. Well, the root of the trouble has been found. Very good, stay calm when in danger, analyze calmly, really a big scumbag, no, really a manly demeanor. The system admired, then what gorgeous method will you use to solve this trouble next? The flamboyant way, not at all, at this time, be sincere, be sincere. I'm sorry, Zhang Tianyu hugged Ning Rongrong, stroking her hair, I didn't know you did so much, Rongrong, I really didn't expect that you would do so much for me. First of all, give a positive response to her behavior and let her know that her efforts are not in vain, so that her emotions can be stabilized first. Next, cough cough cough. It's time for class, class begins. Tianyu picking up class has started, hurry up and gather with a small bench, Brother Tianyu will teach you how to deal with jealous and angry girlfriends.